If you're looking for a dessert that your entire family is going to love, this is the dessert for you. But before I get started, I'm Julia. My husband and I are the Canny Couple, and we are a small homestead family that work every single day to reduce our dependencies on outside sources, emerging homesteading and frugality. And I love dessert. I do. It is one of those things. Chocolate is my kryptonite. It really is. And when I cut out dessert or chocolate or sugar, I tend to not do as well as whenever I have it. I will overindulge. So I always try to have something a little sweet, just have a bite or two here or there. And this is one of our all-time favorite desserts to have, especially in the summer, because you keep it in the refrigerator, it gets good and cold, and it is just so wonderful. So if you've seen my peanut butter ball recipe, you're going to notice this is very similar, but not quite the same. It is very similar, and this is a much easier way to do it for a large family. You can do this in muffin tins to make individual like homemade Reese cups. I don't do that. I don't. It's not worth it, not worth the effort to me. I just put it in a pan. And then we cut as needed, so you can make it the size that you want if you want to go that route. So let's go ahead and get started. This is so simple, one of the easiest recipes out there. So we're going to go ahead and get our butter, not our butter, our chocolate melted. So what I have in here is about half a cup of peanut butter. And I'm going to see, I know I'm going to need a little bit more chocolate chips here. So I'm going to put the rest of these that are open into this double boiler. So we do not use a microwave. So if you have a microwave to melt chocolate, that's fine. This works just fine in a microwave. I don't like using a microwave to melt chocolate personally, because I had some issues. I had chocolate spark once. I know that's like, how did chocolate spark in your microwave? It did, and it scared us to death. So ever since then, I just use my double boiler. It's one of the reasons I got it, because I prefer to, do it over my stove. So I'm going to pour in probably a fourth of these chocolate chips. Yeah, it's about a fourth or a third, somewhere around there. And I will tell you, before I would have used 2 whole things of this, but I've really cut back on how much. And now I'm just going to set it here and let it melt. Don't need to add anything extra to this. It'll do its thing. Now, the reason you can do it with pure chocolate, but I will tell you, depending on the chocolate you use, it can be very hard to cut. I have found that adding that little bit of peanut butter makes it so much easier to spread this. And you've probably seen me make this in one of our Meals for Deals, or not Meals from Deals, but one of our pantry challenges. It's very similar, but we're going to show you all the way through what this is like. And Aaron's going to be so excited to taste test for you later today. It's one of his favorites. He loves this. And I would say I probably make this once a month in the summer. It's just a good one to have in the refrigerator. So here I have a bowl, and I've got probably 2.5 cups of peanut butter here. Now I will tell you, I don't know measurements for this. I'm guessing this is about a fourth of a stick of butter. If I had a half of a stick, I would have used the whole half stick, but I didn't have that. And now we're going to add in a bit of a binder. So typically, graham cracker crumbs is what I would use. I always have graham cracker crumbs on hand. I'm hoping once I run through these, I'm going to be making them homemade and getting away from these personally. But I need to use these up. But that's not what we're using today. I have this walnut flour. I bought it when I was trying to make this recipe gluten-free for me. And I need to use it up. So this is really the recipe I bought it for. So I'm going to put a couple spoonfuls of the walnut powder in here. Probably 3.5. And then I'm going to start mixing this together, and then I'll add the powdered sugar just to make it a little easier. You can see. Now the walnut flour, it doesn't really have that much of a taste. It can taste a little bit walnutty. And so really it's personal choice on that one. I don't really mind it. It's just a little bit more nutty instead of like gritty that the graham cracker gives you. But you do need a bit of that binder. If you like peanut butter and coconut, you can add coconut. I don't put coconut in my peanut butter. I don't like it personally. I think that's one of the reasons I don't like a lot of Southern peanut butter balls. Now this does take some powdered sugar. So I used most of that powdered sugar. I'm reserving a little bit in case I need it. Powdered sugar's gotten really expensive for us. I was reading something, they're like, it's $1 a bag. And I'm like, where are you at? Because for us, it has gotten to be about $3 a bag, and that's the sale price. I know Sam's, last time I got it there, it was $7 for 7 pounds or something like that, $8. I need to go up there and look again. But you know, you can make it yourself if you've got a high-powered enough blender. I've tried it with the little ones. It didn't really work for me. So it's just one of those things you kind of have to figure out and work through and see what works best for you and your family. And we're just going through and getting this all incorporated. We want this to be not as crumbly or as thick as when we make a peanut butter ball. We want it to be a little creamier. And I can already tell you, I put in too much powdered sugar. So I've got to add more peanut butter. You can see the steam from my double boiler. We're going to give that a quick stir. And I'm going to turn that down now that it's going. Get a spoon. Spoon and a knife here. I'm still trying to use up all of the peanut butter I had on hand, so I can go get some more peanut butter. Because peanut butter is one of those things that I never have less than like 3 containers of, because we eat that much of it in our house. And that's okay. Aaron, when we first got together, he said, I told him I said I like peanut butter. He's like, okay. He's like, I didn't realize I needed to take stock out in peanut butter, because that was how much I ate compared to him. He would have his one little container he had had for like a year, and I would come in and I would be gone in like a couple of weeks. We're just going to get this mixed. Yeah, that's a lot better, I can tell you. Because again, you want this to be creamy and smooth, but not too thick. I'm not rolling these out. I'm just going to press them into the pan. We're just going to get all that powdered sugar mixed in. And if you want to mix this by hand, you absolutely can. That works too. Your fingers are great mixers. I know. Do that a lot. We actually caught meat on sale, and we're getting ready to... Let me come back while I'm getting this mixed up. Okay, so this has gotten perfect. You can tell it's not sticking to the bowl, but it's super creamy. So this means it's just right for going into our pan right here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to dish it in. It doesn't need to be cooked or anything like that. The walnut flour isn't like a real flour, it's just ground walnuts. So it doesn't actually have to be cooked. That's a great thing about using a lot of these nut-based kind of flours and things like that. You don't really have to cook them for something like this. Like I said, I've used it before in this recipe, and it does work well. And I wanted to start getting rid of this one, make more room in my pantry. And I have enough walnuts usually on hand that I can just use the actual walnuts I have saved or put away. And then we're just going to smooth this out and get it nice and as flat as you can. It's possible to get it to look really, really pretty. Like I said, Aaron's going to be so excited about this one. He loves this recipe. I think this is what won him at Christmas time when I made this. I think he had already decided that I was the girl for him, but when I made peanut butter balls, that cinched it for me. I was like, this girl can make me potato salad, peanut butter balls. I'm good. I'm done. Okay. want to make sure we get all of that good stuff. And the great thing about being the chef here is you get to lick the spoon. So it's always nice. You get to have the spoon, get to eat the proceeds from your endeavors. And our chocolate peanut butter is ready to go. Now I am going to take and wipe off the bottom of this. Be very careful because this is a hot pot. And I'm going to finish stirring it in. I'll get my stove turned off. I don't want that to drip on here and mess up my chocolate. So you can see, nice and creamy. We're just going to pour it on. And my goal here is to get as much of this out as I can. I love my double boiler. It was one of the first things I got when we got married. It was when I had the stainless steel. I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. I was like, this is something I need. I hate, because before what I would do is, and it scared Aaron to death, I would use a colander in a bowl on a pot to do a double boiler. It worked out really, really well, but he hated it. He hated it. So after we were married, this was one of the first investments I made, and I use it enough to make it worth the investment. And then we're going to smooth this out. Just need a thin layer to cover the entire thing. Like I said, I used to put chocolate on it super thick. I have matured over the years. You don't need that much chocolate. And that peanut butter really does help make it super smooth to cut. And that is it. Easy peasy, super simple to put together. Now I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, and when we come back, Aaron will taste test this, and you all will get to see just how good this dessert actually is. And I think if your family likes chocolate and peanut butter, hands down, winner. Super easy. Throw it together, put in the refrigerator, cut as needed. And we'll be back here just a little bit after this sets, probably 4 to 6 hours. If you put it in the freezer, it'll set faster. You can do that. I typically just stick it in the refrigerator, make it early enough in the day so it's ready for after dinner. But we'll come back and Aaron will taste this. Okay, so here we are, and Aaron has no idea what this dessert is. Are you excited or worried?
I'm a little worried. So take it off now?
Yep.
Oh, it's the
Reese cup.
The Reese thing.
I'm telling everybody this is one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a peanut butter ball.
But not quite.
But,
So I actually made these with walnut flour.
Made it with what?
The walnut flour.
Well, that's different. I can't taste
tell?
it. Mm-mm.
It's good though, right?
Very good. It's very creamy right now, but I know it'll harden up in the fridge like usual, right? Mm-hmm. That's good. I always love those.
Yeah, I told everybody it was one of your favorites. Mm-hmm. It's a good summer dessert.
Right.
It's one of the ones we have so much in the summertime. It's not a lot of ingredients.
Yeah.
So, easy.
Definitely enjoy that. Well, got any comments, questions? Sorry, I got peanut butter. Anything you want to hear, in one of the future episodes, make sure to contact thecannycouple@yahoo.com or leave it down below. And make sure to go over and check out our link tree with all of our other content. And
as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.